Thank you for tuning in to the Survivor Not By Chance podcast. We discuss survivor stories from all walks of life with guests who have turned their traumatic experiences into inspirational stories. The show is for entertainment purposes only. We do not claim to be medical professionals, nor do we give medical advice. Let's get started. Come on in and enjoy the show.
Let's meet Asia Carroll, host of Survivor Not By Chance podcast. Asia is the author of The Pressures of Becoming a Diamond. She is a life coach here to help you through life's issues. Asia is also a psychic medium. Let her dive into your future. Contact Asia at www.survivornotbychance.com.
Welcome to Survivor Not By Chance podcast. I am back, y'all. It's been a very long time. I apologize for my tardiness. We had so many technical difficulties, but that's what happens when you've taken a long break and people are looking forward to you to come on the show. Well, guess what? We're here regardless. So I'm super excited. The guest that we have on the show today, she is close and dear to my heart. Her name is Asia, and she is the owner of Asia Naturals. We're going to get and dive into everything that she has to offer, manifesting in business. Have you thought about manifestations in your business? Have you thought about things that you can do to allow your business to grow and to flourish? We're going to talk about the ups and the downs of being an entrepreneur and a solopreneur and what it means to actually dive into your full life purpose. So as you all know, I do a collective reading in the beginning of the show just to see what Spirit has for us. And let's go ahead and get started. Also, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can find a lot of my content. I will be moving most of my content there because it's just less restrictive. All right, let's see what Spirit has for us today. Ooh, this is good. All right. So this card says true offering. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. True offerings take what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. And literally, a lot of times we have to make a lot of sacrifices. We have to give offerings in order for us to get things returned to us. When you're giving offerings by being kind to people, by giving love in return to people just because you're making offerings, and that will be returned to you. And when you do that, liberation comes, freedom. We're all looking to be free in some way, in some form. And when we're looking to be free, we wonder, how can I get that freedom? Making offerings will give you freedom as well. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. The doubts and the fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. So a lot of times, in order for us to be liberated, we can feel the liberation coming, but sometimes our subconscious mind goes back to that old way of thinking, and your doubts and your fears come up. And you're like, well, I know I want to be free. I know freedom is here. I know liberation is here. But even though I feel it, I still don't know if it's really actually here. So Spirit is saying for you to work on your doubts, work on reprogramming your subconscious mind. Listen to sleep meditations while you're sleeping that will help reprogram your subconscious mind so that you can know without a doubt that you're going in the right direction. Don't allow your fears to determine what your purpose and your destiny is going to be. And literally, we're talking about business today. We're talking about manifesting in our business. And so if you're going to manifest in your business, you cannot have fear. because you will block your blessings. You're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices in that. But in making those sacrifices, you will still get that freedom that you need. And a lot of people walk into entrepreneurship because they're leaving jobs because they don't feel free. And so this is tying all in together. And so we're going to just go ahead and move forward, and we're going to bring Asia up to the platform. Hey, Asia, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So Asia is the owner of Asia Naturals. If you can, please just quickly introduce yourself, Queen.
So, hey, everybody. My name is Asia. I met Asia in college. So we've been together for quite some time. I'm so thankful that she wanted to have me on, and I'm happy to be here. So I'm the owner and lead artisan of Asia Naturals. We're like, I handcraft all natural, plant-based bath and body products to really help you turn your boring bath time routine into a ritual. That's the point behind it.
Yes, I love that. And so, what got you started? Like, what was the first thing that came to mind? Like, you know what? I need to just do this as my business because I think I got something here.
Yeah. That happened years ago, Asia. Like, so not as soon, but after graduating college, I really dove deeper into like experimenting with formulation. Cause as you know, in college, it was like biomedical engineering, you know what I mean? So like science has always been like there for all of us. And, with that interest, I just really formulating came up in college, and I just ran with it, and it was like a love, like it's something that I did for fun. So as I was doing that, and like, wow, these products is pretty banging, like, you know what I mean? Like people were liking them, like friends and family. So after a while, like I kept hearing people say, like, why are you just making this for us? Like you need to try and sell it, like just see what's going to happen. And the fear was there, of course. But I took the advice, and I'm so thankful that I did. And I moved forward and just started doing little farmers markets and things like that. And it started picking up a lot of traction to where I just got my own website, and here we are.
Yes, I love that. And so I remember when we were in college, you were very health conscious in regards to what we put in our bodies. Right. Back then, I was so far out there.
A lot of people were. It wasn't just you. You were not alone.
And so, one thing I will say is that you did teach me a lot about taking care of my skin. In regards to, different products that I can use in regards to taking care of my skin. People may not realize this, but shaving the appropriate way to make sure that you're not getting like a lot of hair bumps, a lot of blockages, using different deodorants and things like that. So let's just talk about the healthcare consciousness and where that came from.
Well, like, I definitely didn't start off being like a conscious consumer or a health conscious consumer. So that came from a problem that I had when I was in high school. And the issue is that I had multiple cysts in both of my breasts. And I'm a senior in high school. Now, I'm sure they were there before then, but this is when I figured it out. It was so bad to the point, like, you raise your hand in class and like, it would literally protrude from under my shirt. You could see it, like it was like a ball under my shirt. It was very bad. So, of course, I had to go to the doctor, and she recommended that I see a surgeon. And the surgeon was like, we need to get these out because there's a lot of them. So in like right when I turned 18 in December, I had surgery to remove those cysts, and thankfully they were benign. So that was the up part, but there was still the mystery there from my surgeon. She was like, why are you making them though? That's the question. Cause you don't want to just get rid of it. You want to find out what the root of the problem is so you can eradicate it. Right. And of course, there's always a bunch of hypotheses of what the root problem could be. But one of the things that we figured out through our conversations was that I was using and eating a lot of BS. Like as far as the deodorants that I was using, the stuff, not just deodorant, but antiperspirant, you know what I mean? With the extra aluminum and the this and the that. I mean, we're talking about the early 2000s. So, people are trying to, the companies are trying to like go with the times and do the right thing. Thank goodness. But back then it was just like, look, this work, you buying it or not? And we were buying it. So, I'm using I won't even say name brands, but, the popular stuff that everyone was using and that people still do use. And I was eating like a high school, almost college student eats. and more soda than water, and you know the whole gist. So
Yeah.
all of those things accumulated over years and years and years is, in my opinion, what led to that. Because guess what? I haven't had a problem since. I made my
Wow.
lifestyle change. So that was a big part of Asia Naturals coming to fruition as well.
That's so amazing. And that you were able to survive that experience as an 18-year-old young girl.
Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah, I can't imagine. And to have surgery at such a young age,
Yes.
and to process what was going on, that is huge.
It was a lot. It was a lot for me and my family. Like, people, the times are changing. People like think of surgery nowadays like, girl, I do that for my lunch break. Like, but back then, having a surgery was a big deal. At least it was for me. So, yeah, it was interesting, but I had to go through it so that I could get to where I am. So just a part of the journey.
Oh my goodness. And you did a phenomenal job getting to where you are.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. I mean, the things that you've been able to accomplish from that point, you took a situation that could have been so traumatic, and you turned it into light. That's what alchemy is. Okay.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't understand alchemy is turning pain into light, transmuting darkness into light. And so that's primarily what the show is about. We survived not by chance, but we survived because we fought to survive in so many different ways, in so many different spaces. And you are a true survivor. So I want to honor you for that in this moment.
Thank you. Thank you. And the feeling is mutual. I mean, you already know. You already know. Like, the conversations we've had in the past, the things that we've been through together, like, I have sincere and deep appreciation for you, and I'm so proud of you. I know the story. You know what I mean? I was there for some of it, so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Don't have me over here crying now. I just got back.
No, you good. You good.
So let's talk about being a solopreneur. Okay. So everyone knows what being an entrepreneur is, but do you really know what being a solopreneur is? And so, Asia, if you don't mind, let's just shed some light on what a solopreneur is.
So a solopreneur to me is an entrepreneur, but literally someone who wears all the hats and does all of the things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say I can't, but at the moment, I don't have the luxury to pick up the phone and say, oh, can you send those emails, and can you get those packages? And I can't do that. If that needs to be done, it is I who must do that. So a solopreneur is literally just someone who is solo by themselves and has to make sure all the things gets done, or they will not get done.
Right. And so a lot of people, when they start off their entrepreneurship journey, they don't have family and friends helping them put packages together, taking them to the mailbox, working on their website for them.
Right.
They are literally solopreneurs. I myself am a solopreneur. So I'm doing all of my technology. Yeah. I run my podcast. I run my business. I handle with my client. Like, I'm doing it all.
Everything.
And so a lot of people don't understand. It's a lot of work.
That's an understatement. It's literally like, the way I feel is like you're living two separate lives. It's like, there's the part of me that, the mommy, the homeschooler, I get to do this, I get to do that. But then it's like at night, I have to like literally just switch personalities. And now I'm Asia Naturals now. I have to go, like you said, admin stuff, technology stuff, lighting, like, everything. Absolutely. You're right.
And so in regards to that, the times we live in, sometimes it can be more complicated to be a solopreneur now than it was in the early 2000s.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we have so many different things that goes with it. Say, for example, social media, creating content, putting the right pictures, putting the right words with the right hashtags in order for people to see your content, or creating different SEO formulas in your website for people to see your content. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. So it's a lot of learning, it's a lot of growing. It's a lot of ups and downs.
Definitely.
But one thing I will say is never forget the reason you started your business. What's your why?
And that's the key. Like that is the key. Because let me tell you something. Every time I put my why in the background and forget or get distracted to where I'm not looking at it or thinking about it, that's when all of the difficulties start to really ping in on me. And I start feeling like, oh God, like, should I even keep doing this? Like the doubt creeps in. And that's because that why, like you're saying, is not in the forefront where it should be. So that's key. That is so big.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of times where I have to take breaks. Like you all know, I haven't posted a podcast in a month. It's because we're still living real life, and real life shit happens.
Absolutely.
And as it happens, you still have to keep running your business. You still have to be a mom. You still have to be a friend. You still have all of these different things that you still have to keep intact.
Yep.
At the same time. So I will suggest that any person that wants to be an entrepreneur, you have to carve out break time. If you don't carve out break time, you will crash. Go ahead, Agent.
You speaking 1,000% truth, like no lies detected. Like if you don't take the time to recharge on some level, even if that means just sleeping late, like how I did today, it doesn't have to be anything grandiose. It doesn't have to be, a 2-week long vacation in Tahiti. You know what I mean? Like it can literally just mean like, I'm getting me a nap today. I don't care who email, who text, who call, I'm getting me a nap. Like you have, like, it's that self-care portion of it, right? Mm-hmm. Like you have to take that time, because if you don't, like everything else is going to suffer. Like I cannot formulate my best products. I cannot interact with my customers properly. I cannot get my packages out on time. None of that stuff can get done properly if I'm not fueled to the best of my ability. So breaks they're non-negotiable.
Yes, I agree. I literally have time carved in my day to take naps.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
I literally do that. I don't always fall asleep, but I will lay down and rest my body and try to rest my brain. Of course, all these different things like you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to post on social media.
Yep.
And so it's very important to have breaks. Even if you take time away, a lot of people close their businesses for a week or two at a time. They need to restock on products. They may need to rest during that time. They may have bereavement during that time.
Yeah.
It's so many different things that happen when you're becoming an entrepreneur or in your entrepreneur time span. So definitely take breaks. Go ahead, Queen.
No, and just to speak to what you just said, to piggyback off of that, like taking the breaks where shutdown might have to happen. Listen, if you have to shut it down. People get afraid to do that sometimes. And that's where the scarcity mindset comes in. Like, oh, well, if I walk away for a week or two, then all of my customers are going to scamper over to X, Y, and Z business who's doing the same thing that are similar to what I'm doing. Listen, if they're going to scamper in a week or two, then they really weren't your customer to begin with. Let's start with that, right?
Yes,
that's number one. And the second thing is that, as long as you put that information out there and have good communication skills with your network, then take that time, bust out some serious work, take a breather during that time, and come back bigger and better and have people excited to see you and interact with you when you come back. I'd much rather have a fresh face, happy to be here person than someone that's just like, hey guys, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what's the point? So no, if you need to shut down, shut down.
Yes, I agree. And I do it often. Even like, in regards to anything that you do in business, when it takes a lot of your energy, you have to take breaks. Like when I do readings, I literally will take a month off from doing readings because I have to replenish my energy. If I have clients where I'm doing life coaching sessions, I will take a month off. Whatever I'm taking that month off, everything stops.
Right.
Okay. Everything stops, because if you keep going, you keep pushing yourself, you're going to push yourself to where you get to that percentage of businesses failing.
That's right.
And so you don't want to get into that percentage. Only 25% of businesses make it to the 15-year mark, but you want to be in that 25%.
That's right.
You do not want to be in that other 75% of businesses that fail. So taking breaks is very important.
That's right.
And so I also want to talk about manifesting in your business.
Sure.
I use manifestations in my business all the time. I will not lie to y'all. I did not want my business to be a spiritual business at all. I wanted it to just be so-called strictly professional. I didn't want to do readings. I didn't want to have any of my personal parts of myself in my business, but that wasn't my purpose. That was not my destiny. And so with me doing spiritual work in my business, I use manifestations. And so some of the manifestations I use are like writing down my goals, writing down what I want to make, how many clients I need to get in a certain amount of time, what things I want to do, what my dreams are. And so, Asia, do you do any manifestations in your business?
We're so aligned in that. Like, I legit have a notebook in front of me right now because I take notes and I write down all the things. Like, I try to drive my husband crazy because I literally have like dozens of notebooks with different titles on the front of them with just things like, things like I have a running note in my phone. It's crazy. But yeah, like it's serious though, because the idea starts up here and it's just so much, especially as women, we have so much going on. Like, like you said, when you lay down, you can't even turn the brain off. So
right.
It's like, I need to have something tangible that I can go back and look at when my brain starts to race and it's all over the place and bring me back to the middle. So I write down everything. Like you said, if I need to have a certain amount of money for this month, for whatever reason, maybe I need to restock or whatever the case may be, I will start from what I need and work backwards on a piece of paper. Like, okay, that means I need to make these many sales, which means I need to post this much and have the X, Y, and Z set up. So everything legit is written down. And then on top of that, I do like, what do you call those? The boards. Like, I don't know the proper
the vision
name.
boards.
Thank you. Yeah, I do those all the time. Like, me and my children, we do them. I'm just like, if you have something that you want, even if it's not a material thing, because that's not what the goal is, but it just helps visualization. I'm a super visual person. Even when someone's talking to me, I can hear you obviously, but like I see it in my head. Like I see it in my mind's eye. I see pictures. So when someone's describing something, if you say a little orange ball, I'm literally going to see like an orange in my head, like something you can eat, because that's just how I am. And I think a lot of people are. So yeah, having those visual cues, they definitely do something. If nothing else, it will just help to center you when things get chaotic, because they often do.
Yes, I agree. And it also keeps you on your toes, and you can have notebooks that you write things down in for your goals. And then you can also have another notebook that you use to write things that you're going to pull out and burn to send it out into the universe to manifest. And so there are so many different ways that you can manifest in your business. Thinking about how much you want to make for the year is manifesting. I remember when I was in high school, before I went to college, like I said every day, literally, I'm going to get a full scholarship to college. My book's going to be paid for, my room and board is going to be paid. I said it every single day. Right. And this was before I even understood the concept of manifestation.
You always had it in you.
And so when I did that, it brought it into fruition. Like I didn't have to pay for school at all.
I know that's right.
You was there. Asia is a witness.
Honey, firsthand, okay?
Yeah, I would get refund checks every semester. I was good. And I came from an environment where I didn't have anything. Yeah. So to come from not having anything and to be good and not have to rest, not worrying about how I'm going to pay for school, it was because of how I manifested. Yeah. You have to believe in your mind. I don't care who else don't believe you. You got to believe your business is going to be successful.
Absolutely. And just a caveat off of that, like while you're believing in yourself and in your business, this is something that happens with me. Sometimes when the negativity creeps in, I start thinking like, okay, well, I do believe this, but then the doubt creeps in as well. And I start to feel like my beliefs are turning into like, I don't want to say lies, but that's the only word I can think of right now. Like I'm lying to myself. And something that I had to really get a hold on was that, no, you're not lying to yourself. It's just that that's where you want to be. And you can absolutely get there if you have some patience, keep believing, and take the necessary steps. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if and when the doubt creeps in, because it's just a part of life, you know what I'm saying? Don't allow it to consume your belief and make you feel as though you're not being realistic with yourself. Because just because it's not happening right now doesn't make it not realistic.
I agree. Yes, that is a huge valid point. A lot of times, remember when in the beginning I said reprogramming your subconscious mind is very vital, because we have these old thoughts where we doubt ourselves. It's natural. We are human beings, you know. Then you may have other people around you who are doubting you or sending evil eyes for you, evil eyes sending you back, you know. You have to be very careful who you share your vision with. Everyone's not going to see your vision. It may not be any person who can see and understand your vision, but as long as you clearly understand your vision and you see your vision, that's what's most important.
Absolutely, because honestly, no one else has to execute for you. So it doesn't matter what they think. You're the one doing the execution. So just keep on that.
Yes, I agree. And it's so many different things that you can do. Like even when it comes to herbs. So Asia, let's talk about some herbs right now. You are the herbologist. Like
I ain't gonna go that far. I mean, listen, I know an herb or two. You know, I work with herbs, don't get me wrong. But the beautiful thing about herbs is that there's so much to know. Like even if you're just talking about one herb, there's gonna be things that I know and things that you know, and they're both gonna be valid because there's just so much.
Yes.
So that's one of the things I love about them, honestly.
Yes. So let's talk about some of the herbs that you use and some of the soaps and the moisturizer and the products that you have and the reason behind why you use those herbs. There's a lot of spiritual aspects in herbs that people do not realize.
Absolutely. And I mean, and that's a really valid point, spiritual, because even though these herbs are put into bath and body or skincare products, I mean, and that's obviously your physical being, right? But physical meets spiritual within you, within this vessel right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's not out there. It's not something that's like, ooh, you know, it's literally you. You know what I mean? So yeah. So one of the herbs that is like my absolute favorite, and I mean, it might sound cliche, but she's my favorite, is calendula.
Oh,
and calendula,
that one too.
You like that one too, right?
Yes!
I'm looking around to see if I have her where I can just pick her up, but I don't think so. So calendula is like this beautiful orangey yellow flower. And I usually grind it up into a powder and I put it in one of the main staples that it's in my product line is called Baby Love Soap. And it was created for babies because they're super sensitive skin. It was created actually for one of my sons because his skin was extremely sensitive to the point where I couldn't even use one of my other soaps on him that had almond oil in it because he was allergic to that.
Oh, wow.
So I put calendula in it, and calendula is an amazing skin soother. It'll heal like bug bites and rashes, and it's just it's like it's kind of like the aloe vera, but of the the dry plant world. So it doesn't have any fluid or anything in the inside of it, no gel. It's just literally a botanical, but it's super soothing. I mean, poison ivy, you name it. Like this plant is amazing. So I literally just made some for a customer whose baby had just really bad like dermatitis, and I just ground some up with a couple of other herbs like some oats and it was calendula, oats, a couple of other things. And I made a powder out of it. And I just told her, I didn't even charge her for it. I said, just take this and sprinkle it in this bath water. Do that every day for a week. Let me know. And she actually shared pictures with me. They'll be up on my social media soon. It worked so well. Calendula is amazing. If anyone out there has never used calendula, like, get you some. You can get the dried calendula and just literally put it in the bath water and like make a bath tea out of it and sit in there and just soak. Or you can get yourself some Baby Love soap and see how that works out. But yes, but she's my favorite. I love calendula.
Oh, that is so awesome. I love calendula too. I use calendula a little bit differently. I make teas out of it.
Yes.
So I mix different herbs and make teas. And so the fact that you said that, okay, I know what to do. If I get a bug, I'm going to go make me some calendula tea.
Listen, you can make yourself a calendula tea. You can make a poultice by literally just like grinding it and add a little bit of water to make like a paste and rub it on wherever you're having your issue at. It's amazing. If you start using it physically, internally obviously is amazing, but start using it topically as well. You're gonna love it.
Oh wow. See, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Like these herbs, yo, they are so dope. It's so much you can do with herbs. And it's simple things. Like you would think, oh, I have to go to the department store to, one of these pharmacies and get their chemical ointments and put it on my body. No, you have things at home already, some things at home already that you can use to help take care of your internal body and the outside parts of your body. And as you can see, y'all, Asia's skin is glowing, okay?
Thank you.
Like she is amazing. I buy a lot of her soaps. Her products are so awesome. I have very sensitive skin. And the soaps that I've bought from Asia, I've never had any issues with my skin being too irritated or, breaking out. I've always had great results with her products.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She also makes like the, what is it called? The sugar scrubs.
Yeah, the different sugar scrubs.
Goodness. Those are my favorite. I love those.
You love those. I mean, you know what? Listen, I honestly think as simple as a sugar scrub is, like, it's so paramount to like do a scrub, especially as we get older. Like you have to exfoliate. Like, when we were teenagers, it was like whatever. Like exfoliation was happening. Your skin was popping anyway.
Right.
I mean, come on, you're 17. It should be popping. But now you gotta put a little work in, and like a good old fashioned sugar scrub is really the easiest way to make that happen. I love a good scrub.
I do too. And it's all natural. I think a lot of times we don't realize a lot of the products we use have so many chemicals.
Yeah.
And those chemicals have long-term side effects.
Absolutely.
And so you don't realize the long-term side effects until
it's too late.
Right.
It's too late. Yeah.
I remember. Go ahead. No, you're good, Queen.
No, like to your point, like we're talking about sugar scrubs, and I've been having like this little, it's a series, like a 3-part series. There's only 2 parts right now available on my Instagram, but it's about the making of cream soap. So like cream soap is exactly what it sounds like. It's like, think of whipped cream, but soap. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a different kind of soap, but people, it's gotten really big within the last couple of years, and people usually make what's called like a foaming bath whip or a foaming sugar scrub out of it. Mm-hmm. Tons of companies have it. The big companies, the little companies, you name it. And it should be popular. It's amazing. But the problem is, to your point of, how the bigger companies use a lot of chemicals, because I mean, let's get down and dirty. When you're talking about business, we're talking about the dollar. And at the end of the day, you're in business to make a coin. So you're not going, it's not in the best benefit of a big business or any business, really, if all you're thinking about is the dollar, to spend a bunch and to break even or to not even break even. It doesn't make any sense. It's like hustling backwards. So you don't do that. So of course they go out and they source. They're doing a little bit better now because of consciousness and the way people are shifting, but still in all, they're still not using all whole ingredients. They go and take a little piece of this and a chemical part of that. And they're making these things for like cents on the dollar. And these sugar scrubs are amazing that they're selling as far as the way they look and smell and feel, but they are not the best for your skin. And like, that's what I talk about in the series, like how they're all not created equal. And how like smaller businesses like myself, we take more of the L, so to speak, when it comes to the coin part of it. Because it's like, I'd much rather sit here and make a soap that's legit made out of coconut oil, legit made out of jojoba oil, and whatever whole plant oils and butters that I can use, than to take derivatives of this that only cost teeny tiny bits of money here. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. It really does nothing it does nothing for me as far as the way I feel. And at the end of the day, it's a huge disservice to the customer, because like you said, you might not see the issue with it today or even a month from now, but in a couple of years, you're going to be like, damn, I was buying all this and all that, and look at what's going on. Look at how I feel. It's just a disservice. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I remember when we were in college, and you tried so hard to like help me when it came to the antiperspirant deodorant, and I was not hearing it.
You was like, no, honey. You was like, ain't nobody got time. You walking around here smelling crazy, Asia. You bugging. I was like, I feel you, but wait a minute.
Yes, because I was convinced in my head that because I felt that I had a huge issue with perspiring, that I was going to smell.
Yeah.
What you don't realize is that you train your body to be used to these different products. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say maybe like 7 years ago, no, like 5 or 6 years ago, I had started to develop lumps under my underarms.
Yeah.
And it brought me back to you and how you were reminding me, like, Asia, you got to get off that antiperspirant deodorant. Like,
Yeah.
It is going to harm you. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm good, girl. I'm not stank. So,
Yeah.
I was concerned about the wrong things. And so when I went to the doctor, I'm grateful it was no tumors.
Yeah.
It was just little cysts that were developing, but they were small enough to decrease.
Yeah.
And so I didn't need to have surgery, but I did have to stop using deodorant, and I had to start using like rubbing alcohol to kind of keep the area, clean.
Yeah.
Because when you use deodorant, you're clogging your pores. When you use not deodorant, let me clarify, antiperspirant deodorant, you're clogging your pores. And so from there, I just started doing more research, start looking into, different things that I can use to help cleanse my underarms. And there are literally so many herbs and oils, coconut oil. Literally, if I'm not going outside, I rub my underarms down with some rubbing alcohol, and then I just put coconut oil on. That's it. And I'll be fresh all day. Like, we have natural products that will help us get to where we need to be. We're just not educated on it.
It's very true. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy that during this time of like, we're in the age of information, like hardcore, like you can find whatever you need in literally a click of a finger. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it sucks that even at this time, people are still like, I guess maybe the radar is not on it enough. I'm not sure exactly what the disconnect is. Maybe it's just that it's not glamorous enough or glamorified enough yet. But I'm hoping that sooner than later, it's going to be more so in the forefront. It's definitely coming. It's made a huge leap. It's just not where I would want it to be yet. But really quickly, you said rubbing alcohol. Do me a solid. Do me a favor. Try witch hazel instead.
Oh yeah, I heard witch hazel was a lot gentler.
It's a lot more gentle, and witch hazel still has about 13 to 14% rubbing alcohol in it naturally. But it really is it's a very mild cleanser. It does the same kind of idea of what a rubbing alcohol would do, but it's a lot more gentle. It's not as drying, because rubbing alcohol can be like extreme dry. You know what I'm saying? Give that a try for a week.
I'm definitely going to. Oh my goodness! See, look, I'm getting some tips today, y'all.
Yes.
So many different ways that you can use different products to help your body physically and internally.
Yeah.
Y'all know I am an advocate of not just mental health, but health, period. Yeah. We have to take better care of ourselves, because you only get one you in this lifetime.
I know,
so
that's
why not take care of it while you can?
Yes.
So Asia, if you can, please tell people where they can find you.
You guys can find me all over social media, but mainly Instagram and Facebook. And I just recently changed on to what's that now? TikTok with the young people. So I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok now. So everywhere is at Asia Naturals, spelled AJA Naturals. So you can find me anywhere there.
And thank you so much. Do you have anything else that you would like to tell the viewers before we go?
I mean, just, you know what? Be calm. And I'll say that for this reason. I am a very overly hyper person when it comes to my goals. I'm internally, what do you call that? I am internally competitive. I don't look at other people and say, oh, okay, she jumped over that and that was 4 feet, so I got to jump over the 6 foot one because I got to be better. No. I do it to myself. Like my husband and I were joking earlier, and he was like, if you was on a basketball team, he was like, y'all wouldn't need no coach. He was like, cause you'd be the one like, oh, y'all happy with that game y'all just won? Y'all won it by 1 point. I mean, like, you think that was good? You think, oh, y'all want to do like, y'all, that's what y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to win by 1 point? Like, so I know that might be like, what is she talking about? But what I'm saying is that sometimes, especially as an entrepreneur, solopreneur, you get so caught up in your goal that you get crazy about it. You get overly excited in a sense that you put negative pressure on yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's a reality. It's going to happen. Sometimes it's necessary, but if you try to just remain calm about it and give yourself a little grace, and instead of saying, oh, you won by 1 point, you happy with that? Change the perspective and say, you know what, that was a W. Okay, like 1 point, half a point, you know what I'm saying, like 2 seconds before the buzzer, whatever it was a W. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't necessarily what you hoped for, but be happy that you were able to get what you wanted regardless of how it came about. So I think that would be like my my final word. Just be calm, and be calm in your business. Be graceful to yourself. Give yourself grace, and keep your eye on a goal. And as long as you're taking steps every single day toward that goal, then there's nothing for you to feel upset about, bad about, because everything that's for you is going to happen when it's your time for it to happen, not when you necessarily want it to. So that's it.
Yes. Oh, so many amazing tips. Yes. Thank you so much, Queen Asia. You are so awesome. So I truly appreciate you being here and even taking the, not turning me down, No,
are you kidding me? I think like, as soon as you asked me, I mean, this makes me nervous. I'm not a big camera girl, but I would never turn you down. I couldn't.
Yeah, I truly appreciate you. You are so awesome. You're doing some amazing work. And if you all are looking for baby soap, I see one of the viewers said, wow, Queen Tiffany, I see you. I know you got a newborn baby child. Let me tell you, go to Asian Naturals and get some of that baby soap. She also has adult products as well. She has moisturizers, sugar scrubs. I mean, she has it all when it comes to taking care of your skin and making sure that you are living in a healthy way for your skin wise. So yeah. All right. So thank you all for watching. You all are so amazing. Next week, we're going to have a show. Oh, she said, I love Asian Naturals. Very, very good soap. She's already a customer. Look at that, y'all.
Thank you.
So next week, I will be having a show on Sunday night. The reason I'm going to do it on Sunday night is because I have a therapist that will be coming to the show. And this therapist, we're going to be talking about emotional intelligence and different attachment styles and how each person has a different attachment style. How do you identify your own attachment style? How do you learn how to take care of your mental health with your emotional intelligence? That show is going to be so fire. It's going to be on, let me look at the calendar real quick, because these days is going by fast, y'all. It's going to be June 12th, 2022 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss that show. And it's very important for you to understand what emotional intelligence is. For a long time, I did not have it. I didn't even understand what it was. I do clearly understand the definition of it now, but we're going to go into detail with a therapist who actually does this work every day. So thank you all again for being here. Asia, I truly appreciate you. Sending you so much love, peace, and blessings to you, Queen. May your business continue to prosper in everything that you're doing.
Ditto.
All right, y'all all have a good night. Peace and blessings.
Good.
Thank you for listening to the Survivor Not by Chance podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you to today's guest. We are survivors not by chance. We survive because we fought to survive. Peace and blessings to you all.